Greetings, Internet. So, we picked up Skirmish, Sigmar, Age of Sigmar Skirmish, and we played a few test games, read through the rulebook, and this is our mini review because why not do that? We're nerds. First impressions, I like it. I like it a lot. I like it so much. Gentlemen?
Yeah, it's actually a lot of fun. The smaller scale makes things speed up a lot faster as well, rather than sitting here being at this for hours on end.
Yeah, we're at what, an hour and a half, and we've each played each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 6 games. 1, 2, 4, like 4-ish games, something like that, and it's been like an hour and a half. So
none of us know math.
Yeah, well, he doesn't, and it kind of seeps into me. But yeah, I mean, warbands are small. The points, it seems fair. I think that's what I really like about it. It really seems fair. I mean, Cameron has 3 models. He's got a Lord Relictor, a Liberator Prime with sword, and a Liberator with Grand Blade. I've got 2 Ungor Raiders, a Bestigor with a horn, and a Great Bray Shaman, and it still was a ball hair close. Shane, he's got 2 Bloodletters. One of them's a champion, a Herald, and 5 Blood Warriors, and he.
Reavers.
Yeah, we're all at an even lose draw.
Reavers.
I know. Anyway, but yeah, it's very balanced. I think everything is pointed fairly. Most of the time, I think they should have nerfed some characters. Like specifically, we were talking earlier, like the Knight Venator. He'll rip shit up. Like absolutely, once he gets on the table, he will rip shit up. Thankfully, I own that model. He doesn't, and I can hold that bitch hostage.
Next model will be purchased, to say the least.
$40, son. But yeah, all the scenarios, we only played through the first one. It's actually pretty simple. You've got 4 board corners, 24 by 24. Random deployment, you roll a dice, pick a board tile, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you choose. I really like it. I think it's very balanced. Well, as balanced as one can get. The Lord Relictor's still a beast. Wizards will own this because Arcane Bolt, Arcane Bolt, Arcane Bolt, Arcane Bolt with wild abandon.
The one thing I do.
When you have the Fog of War. That is kind of
that's only the first mission though. That's it.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything that like limits how far they can shoot. Basically, if you have a model that can put mortal wounds down at range, take it because that will help you intensely.
Which is why they're scared of Jeremy's Knight Venator coming into play.
But he doesn't even do mortal wounds. It's just the fact that he can pop off on your general. He can pop off, what is it?
6.
He hits on a 2, wounds on a 3, and it's D6 plus.
That's it.
3 plus D6 on a hero. I'm talking about on a hero.
Oh, yeah.
It's D6 plus 3 wounds at a -1 rend. That's stupid. Like I've got a Great Bray Shaman. He's got a 6-up save, and he's got the 3 bird shots, which are 4-up, 3 up,
yeah.
No rend, but still 1 damage a pop, and that shit. That's stupid. Like once you're, I get really. Let's before we get into that. The book, $10. Great buy. I thought it was worth the money. I mean, we walked, what, an hour and a half just to get it. Worth it. But it's pretty standard. The story's pretty cool, actually. It brings in my boy Nagash, which is just fun. And it gives you a pretty balanced warband table as to what you can bring. Like, not everything is in this. Not everything. Like, Bloodthirster's obviously new. You don't get any of your Dracoffs. None of them.
I noticed that. That's probably for the best.
I think the biggest unit you can take is the Blood Throne? Maybe?
Does he really get to bring a Blood Throne?
He can bring a Blood Throne.
Yeah.
Okay,
Which is, that's really cheesy. But that's the way the game goes. He can bring the Korgoroth.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah. But, yeah, it gives you a little readout of all the stuff you can bring for your warbands. Naturally, because they're Games Workshop's butt boys, the Stormcast Eternals have the largest what they can bring. But even then, I feel like some of these should not be in here. Specifically, the Knight Venator and the Lord Celestant, specifically because he's got that cloak where it's roll dice, you get that many shots. Okay, 4 shots, I can put them into any models I want. Let's say this one goes on my Shaman, this one goes on my Ungor, this one goes on my other Ungor, this one goes on my Bestigor. Bestigor, 2 up, he's fine. Ungor, let's say that's a 4, dead. Say that's a 4, dead. Shaman, say that's a 4, he's got a wound. That wipes me off the table. Half of my army, half of my warband right there at the start of the game. I feel like that's cheesy, I feel like I should have had some kind of rules tweaks to some of the units, like some of these spells that you can get. I don't remember what it was, who can do it, but it's a character you can take, and they have a spell where everything in X amount of inches takes like a mortal wound or D3 mortal wounds. That's ridiculous when you're bringing out a bunch of 1 wound models. And honestly, this is my only complaint about it. Everything else about this is fantastic. I have no complaints beyond this, where I feel like some models should have been nerfed, but they're still manageable, but still it's kind of annoying. Like the Lord Relictor. That sucked. Like, what did he do? 1 round, he took out both an Ungor Raider and a Vestigor. That's half my army gone right there.
Mm-hmm.
And he just raffle stomped through your guys.
Yeah. Well, that's the main thing is with Lord Relictor, especially with his hero face. He's got that Lightning Storm.
D3 mortal wounds.
Based on placement, bam.
Yeah, you're killing a model around if you're not charging a general. But even then, I mean, it's still balanced. He's only got 3 models. If you want to beat him, kill 2 of them.
Yeah.
Kill his 2 Liberators. That's 4 wounds you got to burn through and a 4-up save. And only one of them gets to reroll because he's got the Grand Blade.
One thing I could see, because I noticed with our game, Jeremy, is that this IC could turn into essentially run around the board, essentially chase each other.
Yeah. I was down to an Ungor Raider with a horn and my Great Bray Shaman. So I was like, okay, scooch back, zap, scooch back, zap, scooch back, zap. And then he finally charged my Ungor. And then he biffed. And then I zapped. And done. End of game.
Yeah.
So it can be run around the board at early levels, but once I can see once you get like more to your warband, because you can actually get more because there's a renown system if you go through a campaign. I mean, you can just do this, pick your renown level, and then you both build an army to that, and you can do match play that way. But I would prefer to do a campaign, and I think we will be doing a campaign. Dave will be joining us. He's not here right now. He's got prior commitments. But he's going to be doing Pestilence. I'm going to be doing Nurgle Beastmen because he's going to be doing Khorne Demons and Bloodbound. He's going to be doing Stormcast because, well, what the hell else does he have? We might get the other roommate in to play Death, and the 6th Musketeer may come in as Sylvaneth. I don't know. That depends on if she actually picks up the models and stops just watching us play and does something. That really depends on her. But yeah, we really like it. Shane, you can quiet. Thoughts?
My thoughts, especially like with me and Cameron both being kind of new to the game and me not really having fun to be able to go out and buy bigger models, something like this, the models that I'm using here, relatively inexpensive and allows you to kind of get into the game and start learning as a newer player. So if you have friends that want to, but they can't afford bigger models for a bigger army.
He's been butthurt over that Bloodthirster for so long.
So long. Pretty much since I saw him.
We've been using a D&D model to test that in games.
Yeah, talk about a Rolf's company.
Yep.
I like it.
It went well.
He won't want one.
No, I want one.
He wants one bad. Like real bad.
But I cannot afford it.
He cannot afford it.
That's the title. Poor man's wargaming.
Yeah, but no, I agree. It's a good jumping off point. Like, this is a good place to start. The problem I can kind of see with that, though, is, like, for example, unless you get the starter box, the actual, Stormcast versus Khorne Bloodbound box, you still have to buy the boxes of minis. You still have to buy a box of, 10 or 20 Blood Reavers, or 10 Blood Warriors, or 10 Bloodletters, or 10 Vestigors. These are really expensive. Like, not really expensive, but they're like 41 for 10. Wow. Something like that. Or 10 Ungors. I mean, Heroes one-on-one, that's fine. $40 for the Knight. Any of the Knights, really.
Yeah, really.
But there's ways around that, but like you could eBay an army easily. You could probably eBay a warband for, depending on what you're doing, 50, 60, 75 bucks, somewhere in that area. Also, your army is not limited to one specific sub-faction. It's just across the board Grand Alliance. Hence, I'm eventually going to be bringing, like maybe Putrid Blight Kings, maybe Gutrot Sputum if I ever get him, because oh my god, Tentacle Guy. There's a lot of mobility here. There's a lot of really interesting combos that I've come up with that I'd like to try out. He's pretty limited right now because all he's got is the Stormcast, but we do have some tree folk that he could use.
Yeah, I was just
if he wanted to bring those in.
Yeah, if I want to bring those in, just to give him a shot at least, because I've never played with those. I've only played with the Stormcast.
Yeah, but the only thing I have that you could use in game is Dryads. currently.
Gives me at least a start.
Yeah, and like I said, the other roommate, Sean, he might come in with death. We're working on that. We're working really hard on that, so stay tuned for that one. But yeah, so far we're really enjoying it. We haven't done any progression yet. We're just testing the waters, and so far, again, my only complaint is, and it's specifically with the Stormcast or anything that can cast mortal wounds. Like wizards in general, again, will own the board if they can. If your opponent doesn't have something that can deal with them quickly, wizards will take this quickly, very, very quickly. Actually, I just said quickly like 4 fucking times. Yeah. But anyway, point is, wizards are kind of the cheese.
Range.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean,
Right.
he got in combat and he got stomped, but still, at range, they're cheese. Anything that inflicts mortal wounds in general, like the Bloodthirsters, roll a 6, that's a dead model. I mean, even if they didn't roll a 6, you have a chance to save it, but roll a 6 on the hit, dead. Or wound on a Liberator. I think that's it for what I got. You got anything else?
Not really, no.
No, I'm good.
Alright, this has been a poor man review of Age of Sigmar Skirmish. So far, we're loving the shit out of it, and we recommend it to everyone. It's $10, get it. And actually, final thought. They have a campaign in this that you can go through with your warband, and they specifically tell you you can bridge this into Path to Glory from the General's Handbook. We may do that. I'm going to tweak the unit loadouts for Path to Glory a little bit if we do that, because frankly, again, Stormcast, broken as shit. Like, I could roll a dice and I get 10 Ungors. You roll the same dice and you get 10 Retributors or whatever. It's just like, no, that's retarded. All right, so that's it for us, guys. We're probably going to start shooting bat reps for this on Monday, post them sometime in the week whenever my lazy ass gets around to it. And yeah, that's all we got.
All right.